Good to see you, Congressman. Let's just pick up on that report and connect it to what happened last Sunday with the assassination attempt on Donald Trump, the second assassination attempt. It does appear that there were attempts by Iran to assassinate a number of U.S. officials, including Donald Trump, particularly for the Soleimani killing when he was president. Have you dug up anything or heard anything from either the Secret Service or the CIA or the FBI making those Iranian connections with the assassination attempt?
Well, they know for a fact that Iran, there was credible threats from the Iranian state to kill President Trump and other leaders, as you just said, David. And that's why President Trump needs and deserves and requires really the maximum protection akin to what a sitting president gets. He needs that kind of level of Secret Service halo, if you will. And they haven't provided that for him yet. You saw that they didn't even check with dogs. They could have checked the perimeter of the golf course. They did not do that. And this is a credible nation state threat. And President Trump is going to continue. He'll have that for the rest of his life. And the Secret Service has fallen down on the job. Now, they do all acknowledge, all of those agencies you just mentioned, that it was a highly credible threat. And they yet didn't react the way they should.
Well, and the big question about this guy, the suspect here, Routh, where did he get his money? He was traveling all over the place. He was only making $3,000 a month. He got weapons and all his sophistication. He got information. Where did he get the information? Donald Trump's golf game was not on the schedule, and yet he knew it was there. He camped out the night before. I mean, it does appear that somebody was feeding this guy with both money and information.
It just boggles the mind to think, because we had a briefing with the Secret Service yesterday on the task force, and we asked them, I personally asked them, when did you know President Trump was going to golf at that course? And he said the night before. So they knew. And then how did this guy know? Because he would, as you said, he was staked out there, David, for 12 hours. He had snacks, he had body armor, he had a weapon. And you would, if you had a counter surveillance team with President Trump, which they need to give him the same protection that Joe Biden gets. Because he was a sitting president, he's the leading candidate to be the next president, and he's got these nation state threats. But they didn't do it, so they have to do it now.
Yeah, Congressman, before we have another technical glitch, very quickly, Bernie Sanders now reacting to this apparent Israeli attack on Hezbollah. A lot of people would frankly think it was good news that they were successful at going after a terrorist organization. There were innocents killed, no doubt, in question. But he now wants to essentially block $20 billion in arms shipments to Israel because of those attacks. What do you think of that?
I think that's absolutely just beyond the pale, and it's repugnant. I mean, Hezbollah is a terrorist organization, and they are an enemy of not only Israel, but the United States of America as well. And to see members of Congress being apologists for Hezbollah, I just can't believe it. I mean, they're on their, it might as well be working for them and on their payroll. Maybe they're worried about their pagers. I mean, geez Louise, I can't believe this.
Well, again, there were innocents that were killed. We don't want to bypass that. There was serious collateral damage, but some would think that an attack on Hezbollah should be supported. Congressman Pat Fallon, so glad we got you back, sir. Thank you very much for being here. Appreciate it.